Protectionism in the first place means a two-class model society, protecting one class, surrender the other class to exploitation. I don't know if you get any access to this part. Mostly I have students of economics on the mind. This is basically why I'm doing this. We start with this picture. The green line here is a so-called price line. We will end in this picture where we have an upper price line and a lower price line. The lower one is the one on which normal models move. The upper one is for producers and producers only. They get this amount for free. All we see here, this whole diagram with all components, except for the lower price line, is standard economic theory. Every economist has seen this model, knows this model, and will confirm any components of it so far. Except for the lower price line, he can really reject to this, but he probably never thought of it. He never thought it to be an issue. We get started. We have a diagram. We have here the input. We have here the output. We have here this curved curve is a so-called production function. A production function tells you we have, for instance, one input unit. We go up to the production function and then read here the appropriate output. And so we keep on going for every unit as we like. We do have here a so-called investment decision, completely arbitrary. The price line is the tangent in this point. This gives us the price line, actually only if this firm is so-called representative. What is a price? A price tells you how many input units you have to pay for, say, one output unit. This is a price. And what we see here is not a nice price. And we see it more clearly if we compare it to the average productivity. The green line, by the way, is the so-called marginal productivity, meaning the neoclassical price definition. We compare this price, the green triangle, to the orange triangle, and what we see is we have to pay much less input units for the same amount of output units. This is the amount of inputs units we have to pay in case of the price being defined by the average productivity. The red line gives us the difference between these two prices. This red line actually are profits, firms' profits, maximized profits, against the background that neoclassical economists assume perfect competition, and this means nothing but there may be no profits. Neoclassical economists have decided to, again, just on the verbal plane, not on the mathematical plane, to redefine these profits, namely call them producers' rents, what we see here. So the point here is every producer sells buys at this price, green line, this ratio, but he gets this amount of output units for 0 input units, say for free. And this is why we have a second price line, because non-producers, non-capitalists do not get this producers' rents, of course. They move here. There are 2 more points to make. Why did I take the average productivity as a measurement here? Well, first, as is known from neoclassical profit maximization, if firms adjust the average productivity to the price, they realize 0 profits. Second, I derive the average productivity actually optimized as the price of a competitive economy. Last point to make here, this is a so-called two-period model, meaning this very nice producer's friends. A producer gets every period, in every period. You might want to ask a neoclassical economist where this might lead to, and I'm not quite sure they will be so eager to answer you in this.